What is up, YouTube? Maestro here, bringing you guys a Cosmo deck profile on Team Sam's channel. So first thing I want to say before we get into this deck profile, Sam, I really appreciate everything that you're doing for me. I really do appreciate, giving me this wonderful opportunity to upload on your channel. It really means the world to me. And to everybody watching this video, I just want to give you guys a little bit of backstory here before we get into the deck profile. I actually first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! About a year ago, and I was having a lot of trouble, adapting back into the game, because when I used to play, it was the best cards around were like Blue Eyes White Dragon and stuff like that. So, when I came back in and, I didn't know too much about archetypes or XYZ monsters or synchro monsters or anything of that nature. So the first thing I did was I ended up jumping on YouTube and I started watching Team Sam, and I started watching his deck profiles with Constellars, and it just so happened to be that Constellars were a deck that I actually really, really enjoyed. And I was really having trouble adapting to the game, this far into the game, the way the game is now. And as I continued to watch his channel and learn from him and his deck profiles and everything like that, it just made me a complete better player. And I've come a long, long way since starting the game. And I have to give it all up to you, Sam. This wouldn't be possible without you. You practically did teach me how to play this game. So this deck profile is actually going to be, I just topped Kissimmee regionals, got 20th place. I went X2, so 7-2 in Swiss, 9 rounds. And like I said, before I get into this, I want to thank Sam one more time, man. It really does mean the world to me, because without you and your guidance and helping me learn and adapt in this game, I don't think I would be here right now without you. So, now that that's all out of the way, let's get into this deck profile. I did go 7-2 in Swiss. It was a 9-round tournament. My first round, I ended up losing to the Mecha Quantums, and that matchup it's a really hard matchup for anyone. It doesn't matter what deck you're playing, unless you're like siding Kaijus. It's a very, very difficult match to deal with, especially if they get the Great Magnus on board first turn, which my opponent went first. Game 1, put it on board with 10 materials. Game 2, I just kind of flipped Anti-Spell Fragrance and he scooped. And then game 3, he put it on board again one more time, Great Magnus with 10 materials. It was absolutely insane. He opened up Soul Charge, 1-for-1, Brilliant Fusion, like the whole 9. So, I was kind of a little discouraged after that, but my next few rounds I sat down and I just kept winning and kept playing and kept my head in the game. So I ended up going all the way, winning out until the very last round, where I ended up playing against the kid who played Monarch FTK at ARG Dallas and topped with that. So, it was unfortunate. I could have went undefeated, but it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But let's get right into this deck list here. So for the regionals, I played triple Tin Can. Cosmo Tin Can is hands down the best pilot. I don't care what anybody says. He is the best pilot. His effect triggers during either player's end phase. So he says that during the end phase, you can pay 500 life points, reveal 3 different Cosmo cards, not monsters, but cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly selects one, adds it to your hand, the other goes to the grave. And then obviously he has the effect to tag out to banish to special summon a level 2 or higher Cosmo monster. So this guy is like the #1 combo card. He sets up your combo plays with Call of the Haunted, Dark Destroyer, Slip Rider, any and everything you could think of. One of the strongest utility monsters of the deck. Next, I did still playing Triple Farm Girl. I really like the Triple Farm Girl because she lets you facilitate OTKs. Plus, sometimes you have the issue of opening up a whole bunch of ships and no pilots. So I did want to kind of keep my pilot to ship ratio pretty even. So I did play Triple Farm Girl still. Plus, she's Farm Girl, like E-Telly Farm Girl game. Next, we played one Strawman. Strawman for the tournament was actually really, really good, and he actually helps you out with your Monarch matchup, which this deck has a very, very hard time dealing with. So Cosmo Strawman, he was absolutely insane all day. I would actually play him at 2, maybe even 3. We'll see in the future, but right now he's good at 1, maybe 2 later on in the future. We played Cosmo Goodwitch. I played her at 1. I like her at 1. She's really good because she's like an out to a whole bunch of things. I ended up playing against Fluffles and used her effect to book a Moon the Sabertooth that couldn't be destroyed by battle or card effect, which was absolutely insane. I used her to book of, used her effect to switch monsters face down defense like Cyber Dragon, Infinity, Ignister, all sorts of stuff. Then I played 1 Cosmo Wicked Witch. This card is the nuts, especially against decks that like to attack, like very aggressive decks. You can just sit there and kind of hold board. And if they do try to ever castell it or anything, then you can just tag out for a ship. So this was pretty much all the pilots that I did play. We're going to move on to the ships now. I did play 1 Dark Eclipser. Dark Eclipser was absolutely insane. Just the fact that he cannot be targeted just like all the other big ships was really, really good. He's another 3k beat stick. So, and he negates traps. So let's not forget that, guys. I played Double Forerunner. Once again, the fact that he cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects is so huge. Not just that, he's the best big ship to get off of Dark Destroyer, when you're climbing the ladder down. So, Cosmo Forerunner is like really, really good. Plus, he has the effect of during your standby phase, you gain 1,000 life points. And there was actually a match where I had both of them on board in time, gaining 2,000 life points a turn. It was absolutely insane. Next, we play what is my favorite ship of them all. We have the Cosmo Slip Rider. Cosmo Slip Rider was absolutely insane for the tournament. This guy was popping back row. He was, facilitating OTKs. He was letting me make Cyber Dragon Infinity, which was huge, especially against in the Monarch matchup. But this guy combos off really, really well with Dark Destroyer and Cosmojo, which I'm going to get into a little bit later in the deck. But then we played Big Daddy himself, triple Dark Destroyer. This guy is the nuts. He can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. He's 3,000 attack. And when he's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish him, special summon any Cosmo monster level 7 or lower. So he helps you ride the chain down. But the craziest interaction is with him and Cosmojo, where you can open up, like, let's say you open up Tin Can and Cosmojo, and let's say you get the Dark Destroyer. You set this during the end phase, or during your opponent's turn, you put out Destroyer. You're going to get rid of an opponent's monster. They're most likely not going to be able to get over it. So at the end phase, what you can do is you can flip this Cosmojo. You pop the Dark Destroyer. Cosmojo is going to resolve to banish a card on the field or in the graveyard. Then Dark Destroyer is going to trigger in the graveyard to banish a special summon another monster, which is going to be Slip Rider, which then hits your opponent for another spell or trap. So, like, it really, really, really helps, like, simplify the game state. So it makes the game so much easier for you to, like, OTK your opponent and everything like that. Slip Rider, Dark Destroyer, Cosmojo, it's a really good combo. I advise for you guys to play it. For the spells, we did play triple Cosmo Town. Cosmo Town was insane. I don't know why people are cutting this down to 2. Me personally, I think 3 is the best. The effect to shuffle Cosmo monsters back into the deck to draw the equal number of cards was really good for me that day. I ended up shuffling some cards back and getting like Reasonings and E-Tellies and stuff like that. It was absolutely insane. Also, during battle, when you special summon Slip Rider, you can pop this during your battle phase to search another ship or a pilot or whatever to help you make more OTKs and help you push even further. Then we played triple Reasoning. Reasoning was really good if I was going second. If I was going first, it was a little subpar. But going second, it was good because it allowed me to put another monster on the field. And it also helped push for a lot of damage. And believe it or not, it helped me make a lot of XYZ plays. So triple Reasoning is what I did play. Then we go to our win condition of the deck, which is Emergency Teleport. Now, this card is probably going to get hit, and rightfully so. This card is absolutely the nuts. bringing out Cosmo Farm Girl during battle phase is very, very devastating. It is also very devastating when you play Dark Hole and Raigeki. Now, with a board wipe card plus this, if there's like little to no back row, that's pretty much game. Like, it's very, very hard to deal with. Not just that, Pepe like to put up big boards, or Draco Pals, whatever you guys want to call it. They like to put up big boards and play, Trap Tricks for Flesia and Infinity and all sorts of stuff like that. So that stuff is good bait to bait out those effects. Then we played one Toronto Tribute. Toronto Tribute was really, really good against the Draco Pal matchup and the Monarch matchup. Then we played the Solemn Brigade. We played one Solemn Warning and then triple Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is an absolutely amazing card if you can resolve the card. However, when I played it at regionals, every single time it was said it was popped. Diamond Dire Wolf, the Eccentric Archfiend, MST, Twin Twister, something happened to it. So for me, it actually sucked, but it was really good. For me, the most important card, the most vital card, the best card of the tournament had to be Cosmojo. Cosmojo was setting up so many OTK plays. It was clearing big monsters. I can't even start to tell you how many cards this thing cleared. It got rid of a Leo, got rid of Iron Walls, got rid of Solemn Strikes, Breakthrough Skills, Prime Monarch from the grave. Like, it's just, this card is so good. I wanted to play 3 in the main deck. I ended up going with 2 in the main deck and siding the third, but that's probably going to change. Probably going to take out one of the reasonings for a Cosmojo and another reasoning maybe for Strawman, and still looking for another card to fill in for the third reasoning, but Cosmojo at 3 is absolutely insane. Then we played one Oasis of the Dragon Souls. Now you play this in the mirror match because your opponent is most likely going to be siding System Down, which deals with all of your machines, and if you lose your machines, you lose the mirror match. So this actually brings back your machine safely because it, as you target the monster and successfully special summon it, you turn it into a worm type monster. So that works really, really well against System Down. And then the strongest trap card of the day had to be Call of the Haunted, interrupting your opponent's plays, bringing back Dark Destroyers, bringing back attackers during the battle phase. It was absolutely nutty. So that was it. That is a 40 card main deck. We're going to go on to the extra deck now. Extra deck was very, very rarely used, but it was there. We played one Cyber Dragon Nova with one Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now, this is probably the only card that I ever made. We played one number 23 Lancelot. He's really, really good. I never actually went into this guy. Gaia Dragon does piercing damage. Never went into him. Number 11 Big Eye. Number 61 Volcasaurus. Constellar Pleiades. We have Super Quantal Mech Beast Magnelier. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The theory behind playing this guy was if you ever went against the Super Quantums, like if they put up a Great Magnus during the game, you could go into him and deal with it if you could bait out the effect. It was okay in theory, but I really didn't even go into him. That's for the bigger XCs. Now we're going to go on to the rank 4s that we played. We played one Castel. We played one 101. One Gaga Cowboy. One Abyss Dweller. And for the fusions, I did play double Chimera Tech because this card is super, super important in the mirror match. This is how you win your mirror matches. During the tournament, I actually Chimera Teched one time for 5k and one time for 4k, and that was enough to win the game because you get rid of your opponents, all their ships, and they get no effects. They don't get anything off of it. So plus if you ever go against anything like Despots or anything like that, this card can also come in very handy for you. The last card that I played was Barbaroid. Now the reason I played him is because if you ever got Cyber Dragon Nova out and they decided to destroy this. Like, let's say he got hit with a Torrential Tribute or a Solemn Warning or something like that. When he goes to the graveyard, he triggers to bring out a fusion, a machine fusion from the extra deck. So, Barboroid, he's a big 4,000 beat stick, and he is insane. So, we did play Barboroid. Off to the side deck now. We play Triple Massive Restrict because Monarchs are our absolute worst matchup. We lose to this deck almost 7 to 8 out of 10 times. It's a very, very difficult matchup without this card. Also, to make that match easier for us, we played Triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now, this card is not just good against the regular Monarch deck, but if you're going against like the Monarch FTK deck or anything like that, it's a really good card to play. Last trap we did side was the third Cosmo. So, like I said, I wish I had that third one in the main. Next for the spells, we played Double Kaiser Coliseum. This is a really good card to side, especially in Cosmo. However, I didn't actually go into it. Next we played Double Cyber Dragon and Double System Down. Now, these cards were the most important cards because they were for the mirror match. Cyber Dragon gets you into your Chimera tech, and System Down gets rid of all your opponent's machines. So it turns off their Call of Haunteds. Like, it just helps you make really, really good plays. It makes the mirror match so much easier. And then the last thing I did play was Double MST. Now, I don't like playing Twin Twister in this deck because you don't want to necessarily be discarding your combo cards all the time. Not just that, sometimes you don't necessarily need to hit multiple cards at a time. Sometimes you just need to clear that one back row out of the way for you to successfully go off an OTK. So that was it, guys. Like I said, with this deck, I did come in 20th place. And it was actually my very first regional top. So I'm very, very proud for that. Once again, I want to thank Team 6Sam. You're absolutely amazing, man. Keep up all the great work. Thank you for letting me upload on your channel. And everybody watching this, don't forget to check out my channel, Mystro64. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. And everybody, I am out.